Hi, this is Toby, and today I'll be showing you the work on my main Metasequoia bonsai for the 2022 to 2023 growing season. I did make a video on this tree last time, and I know I said I was going to repot this season, but I think I missed a chance because the buds are already starting to come out. And I think even though the roots have grown out of the bottom of the pot, I think it's okay if I leave in here for another season. These do grow really vigorously. I do want to develop some better branches and stuff this season and a better root base, but right now there's way too many weeds, so I'm going to quickly weed the tree and come back. So I've cleared the weeds and I've actually chopped off a large amount of roots at the bottom because it will coming out of the pot, and what I have at the bottom of the pot is actually a little tray to prevent the roots from going to the ground. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to prune some roots off. You can see there's a crossing root there. And what I'm going to do is kind of put a new layer of soil on the top to encourage more roots to grow near the surface. So I know you can't really see, but there's a root here that kind of originates from there. I'm just going to cut that off. Cut that off. There's a bit of a stub there. I think that'll fix it. Won't do more than that. I don't want to take the tree out now because you can see the buds have already started to swell. So I'm going to put some soil on top of the tree, making sure those roots are nice and covered in there. I think at the end of the season, if I get some more fine roots growing near the surface, we will have a good root base. And I think this tree is well on its way to becoming something really nice. But again, I want those roots to be safe and sound underneath. I want those surface roots to develop. So I'm going to clean the place up and I'm going to do a bit of pruning. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of pruning now. First thing I want to do is get rid of any excess buds we don't need. You can see there's buds coming from under the branches that I've already developed. We are going to just pinch those off. You don't even need scissors to get rid of those. This pad is coming along really nicely. I'll move this down a bit. You can see that pad is developing really nicely. Again, I do want to shorten some things back, but because there isn't really any buds, I can't do that. For this part I can. There's buds I can prune back to. What about the bottom here? A lot of these small branches I think we'll replace with the newer buds at the bottom. I think we'll cut it back to there. Ooh, so a lot of difficult decisions here. Just noticed this branch is actually not coming from a good direction. I'll rotate it. I'll see if you can tell. It comes from here and it grows like that. Ideally you want it to come out from here. So I think we're going to take all of it off. I know we're going to miss a branch in that area. I'm sure this tree will grow it back. I'm wondering if I need to keep this branch or the one at the bottom. That one's too weak. I don't know if that's going to make it till the next season. So off it goes. So the top, that is very, very cluttered. I don't know if you can see, that apex is not looking really good. I'm thinking of taking this entire one off. I think I will. I think I'll do that. That looks a lot better. The top's opened up. I got these two thick branches from last season. Let's prune one of them off. Leave a little bud there. So I think that cleans up the top a lot. Still not liking this part, it's just too long. But I have to keep it because there's no green. I think I can get away with cutting it later in the season. So I think that's a lot cut off the tree. I'm still getting a general triangle shape on it. It's looking really nice. I think I have to move this branch here. I think if I do, it really fills a gap here. Unless I can get a branch growing here. But I think I probably will. It's going to bud out a lot. This pad's looking quite good. I think this is a bit long. I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to put the tree away. We're going to let it leaf out properly and we'll see what happens. So here's an update on the Metasequoia. I think I might have to balance some of the vigor on some of these shoots. Let me just show you what the tree looks like right now. It's actually looking pretty good if I show you the apex. I have some quite vertical branches, and if this was the final actual height of the apex, I would leave a lot of these on because in real Metasequoias or full-size Metasequoias, they do have vertical branches near the apex. So that isn't a problem, but because I'm growing this taller, I may have to wire these down in the future when when they become a bit more woody, let's just look at the branches. This branch, I've got 4 branches all in that direction. I don't think I need all of them. I'm gonna just get rid of the shoots that's sticking up first. I think I'll keep the branches going straight up at the bottom because these bottom branches are very weak. And I do want them to strengthen a bit and get a bit of back budding. So I'm gonna leave all the growth on the bottom layer of branches. The next layer I do want to manage a bit. You can see this branch, how even though I like it springing up, it's gone a bit vertical here. I do want it to go out a bit before it goes more vertical, so I'm going to prune these branches back like that. There's not really much I need to do. Maybe get rid of this. It's growing in the wrong direction. If I show you from the side, the tree actually looks half decent, so it's getting somewhere. Next thing I want to do is just check the root base on it because I do see it flaring out. So I just want to confirm if this method actually works. I'm not going to try and damage the roots. I'm just going to gently comb the roots out. Not quite sure. We're going to leave it alone. Again, don't want to disturb it too much. But I think if I leave it like this next season as well, after I repot it, if I bury it this deeply, I'm pretty sure I can get roots to form a bit more radially. But I think that's about it for this pruning. I will let it grow a bit more. So here's another Metasequoia update. We're almost getting to summer now. I'll show you the tree. Look at the top and look at the bottom. So much growth. There is stuff I need to clean up. I see there is some damage on some of the foliage. So any foliage that's damaged, I'm going to remove. You see here, I think some insect got to it. It chewed away at some of the foliage. This branch is getting quite long. I quite like it. It's getting long that it's hanging down slightly, but the tip is springing up. So that's a really good shape. I'll see if I can show that to you. That's a really good shape. So we'll keep that. I'm getting more vigor at the branches at the bottom, so that's a good sign. I think I'll clean this branch up. I'm not liking this branch. It's too clustered, especially near the trunk. Getting rid of this one as well. We have left and right. Yep, you want to get rid of that one. This is doing okay. It will smoothen out. There's stuff that's cluttered here, but I have no other choice, especially this branch that I want to keep. It's growing in a really bad direction, but I don't want to weaken it. I think if I wire it, I can manage to bring this branch forward. So we'll save that. Stuff here at the top, very, very tall leader. And we just have some ladder branches here. I think when I prune this leader back there, later on in the season, when I let the top gain a bit more vigor, we'll get more branches here and then I can do some branch selection. I'm quite happy with how this tree is going, so I will put it back in its position and I'll show you another update when I cut the top off. So here's another Metasequoia update. I think I'm going to prune it now because the shoots, they're hardening off, they're growing very long. You can see, look at the leader. It's going all the way up there, so I think we're going to take a decent amount off the tree. I'm going to pinch this as well. In fact, these two are growing right next to each other. I'm going to take the one here off because I don't want it to interfere with the other branch. I'm liking the new growth at the bottom. Wonder if I need this. This small branch is hanging down. You know what? I think it's going to have to go. I don't need it. The bottom will fill back up again. I know here there isn't that much subdivision, but I think next season I will get some more growth. This one's very long. Which direction? It's going that way. prune it back there. We'll see what happens with it. This one, I'm also going to prune it back. This I'm going to get rid of because it's growing back in on itself. So we're taking a lot off today. Don't think I need that either. We'll cut that back. But I think this is too soft to actually wire. Oh, I think I'll get rid of it. I have a better growing branch over there. I have a better shoot right there. That can take its place. This branch, that's directly under it. Don't need it. Any stubs I will clean up at the end. This small branch is okay. I am just gonna prune it back. This I'm gonna prune hard back because it's very vigorous at the top. You can see the new shoots are very thick. We can cut this hard back. The leader, I hope you can see. We're gonna cut it. See a bud there, so leader's gone. Prune these top branches back as well. I'm liking it. Not this part though. It's a bit long, but I do want it to point up. So I will cut that back. I'll quickly show you what I pruned off. Wow, I think the whole tree is at least 70% of the tree's been taken off. Look at how much has been taken off. I think this video is dragging out to be a bit too long, so I will release this as part 1 of my Metasequoia bonsai. I know I was going to leave this till 2023 in autumn, but I don't want the video to drag out too long, so I think I will release this early. So I was going to end the video in the last clip, but I don't think it was fair showing you the tree without it growing back. So I will end it after this last pruning. I hope you can see so much new growth has come in. And I'm just going to sort out the buds. Nothing too drastic right now. Just sorting out the buds is what I'm going to do. And we'll let it grow for a bit more before I prune it again. I think not much needs to be done at the bottom. Let's see if I can show you that. Not much needs to be done at the bottom so far. I think I will let the branches get a bit strong. This branch is a bit thick compared to the other two. So I may do something with it. I may pinch just a few tips back, just to balance the vigor. The rest of the bottom branches I'm leaving because I want them to catch up. This branch, yep, this branch compact, that's good. That one's compact. I just noticed there's a small branch here on the trunk. We don't need that. Again, I want to keep these as my main branches. Again, another small branch growing from the trunk. We don't need those. This looks good. This branch looks compact. These two are kind of cluttering each other, but I think I will have to wire that later. Let's look up top now. A lot of vigor up top. This is also growing very vigorously. It's going to go skywards if I don't prune it. So I'm going to cut it off short here. I'm going to redirect the branch out this way. So I've got a shoot here, and that should be able to grow the branch this way. I know it's kind of weird having an angle like that, but that's okay. We can always fix that later. This too much? Is this too vigorous? I think it is. I'll take the tip off. So now we're going near the apex. I hope you can see the apex because the tree's quite tall. I'm going to keep the main leader. I'll let that grow. I am going to have to pinch some branches here. It's too vigorous. I have a second branch competing for the leader, so that will come off. Again, anything going straight up, I'm going to remove because I only want one leader on this tree. And I think that pretty much gets the apex sorted. I'm happy with that. So I think that's going to be it for this video. This tree's coming along really nicely. I'm getting a nice basic structure to it. I do want to thicken more, and I do want to improve the root base a bit more. but that will have to wait till spring because I do want some more radial roots. It is pretty radial. I just want more of the radial roots because right now I think I only have 3 main roots and I do want a bit more. So I think next time I repot it, I will bury it a bit deeper just to hope that more roots will grow. Anyways, it's still quite vigorous and there's still a lot of growing left. So next year there will definitely be a lot more pruning on this tree. But I think that's going to be it for this video. Let me remove that debris. So thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I will answer them. But anyways, thanks for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.